Hey, what's up, guys? Listen, nobody cares. Come and sit down and shut the door. Things are going down in Diddy land. And baby, I know what you're saying. Things are always going down in Diddy land, but not like this. Remember Roger, the head of security with Diddy, that Cassie said that he looked at her and cried with her like they was listening to a sad song, right? They cried together like they were watching the end of The Little Mermaid. And now he's speaking up because he got 4 daughters. Well, baby, y'all, ain't no honor among thieves. It looks like he's turning Diddy in and threatening to turn on him because of his son. Apparently, his son caught a charge in Africa. He wants Diddy to do something. But now everything Capricorn Clark was saying makes sense. First of all, everybody is speaking in tongues. They speaking in code. This is like a game of Clue. This is like a game of Clue. But y'all, we had it wrong. Capricorn Clark was not shading Okay, that's not true. She was shading Cassie, but baby, her tweets or whatever it was for Roger. Let's get into this because this is so much to get into, y'all. All right. Where do we start? All right. First of all, let's start off with what Roger actually put up because that's the thing that we really got to get into. Baby, I'll say one thing, right? I'll say one thing. Diddy's going down. And not just his professional reputation. Diddy is going down with his bank account. This boy is 100% Roger, head of security. 100% is trying to shake Diddy down. And you know what? I love that for him. Let's get into this mess. Okay, where did it all start? And I'm going to read you Capricorn Clark. Capricorn Clark is Diddy's ex-assistant. She was fired or let go or released back in 2011, 2012. Suge Knight says one of the reasons she left is because Diddy viciously laid those paws on her because he was mad that everybody knew that Cassie liked Kid Cudi and he needed to take his anger out on someone. She left. Cassie stayed. She seemed to have some animosity about that. Okay. Now, here we go. Let's get into this. Honestly, y'all, this is so many twists and turns, and I'm loving it because y'all can be like, oh my God, no, I'm happy this is happening to Puffy. I'm glad Cassie got all that money. I'm glad that people are coming out of the dark. I'm glad that the rats are turning and abandoning ship. Woo, that's one thing about power, baby. When you got it, certain people will let you do anything you want to them, whether they have to do it by choice or whether they have to do it by force. But one thing about them tables, when that power starts fading, baby, everybody comes in for their kick. Get your lick in. Get your lick in. Okay, so where do we start? All right, so Roger, if you guys don't know who Roger is, he was Diddy's head of security during the time with Cassie, okay? Cassie even put in the complaint that Mr. Combs' security staff, Roger Bonds, tried to stop the worst of the beatings that she outlined, but was unable to de-escalate the situation. When the car arrived at Diddy's residence, Cassie attempted to run away, but Diddy followed her and proceeded to again blank her in the face. Cassie was bleeding profusely and was ushered into Diddy's home where she began to throw up from the violent assault. She was beaten so severely that when Roger looked at her face, he started crying. And then Roger tweeted this, right? This is not meant to be threats or snitching or anything like that against Cassie or Diddy or anyone else. This is me telling my truth as I truly remember it for 2 reasons only. First, because I have 4 daughters, so on all dudes, my truth is I've seen it, I saw it, and was involved with it for years. Now, I remember when he tweeted that, I said, you said for 2 reasons. You said first your daughters, but I said, what's the second reason? Everybody just pressed pause on that because he never followed up until just moments ago. Y'all, Roger literally came out and said he ain't being silent on Diddy anymore because his son is serving 13 years in Africa for a murking charge that he says is basically made up. And he's mad, right? He is mad. that Diddy will not use his money, power, and influence to get his son off. Okay? He literally said, the reason he said he's speaking out because the reason he kept his word, I guess his word was to be quiet and make sure that nobody knew about Diddy's monstrosities. Honestly, again, Diddy was surrounded by nothing but victims and enablers. Victims and enablers. It sounds like Roger was an enabler, right? He said the reason he kept his word no longer exists. He was caught liking a comment about Diddy not caring about his son, who he says has been wrongfully detained in Africa since 2011. He literally said, never keep your word when the reason you kept your word no longer exists. Then there's a thing about the real Roger Bond's argument on appeal, January 29th. He said, January 7, 2011, my son was arrested in Namibia, Africa, charged with murking someone. 13 years later, no eyewitnesses, no weapon, no DNA, no fingerprints, and no motive. For 13 years, we've been fighting this case. Judge did not give him 13 years credit, which also proves prejudice and illegal. We will fight 100. I think the 13 years credit is, so unlike in America and South Africa, I don't think murder is a life bid. So he's saying, let me just decode this. He said in 2011, he was arrested for murking someone. He's saying they didn't have any evidence. I mean, the South African courts would disagree. I don't know about the South African courts. If you are a Tattle Tell in South Africa, can you let us know in the comments, like, is he just putting 20 on 10? Or will they arrest somebody with no evidence, okay? All right. So then he said, it's 13 years later they've been fighting the case. However, the judge will not give him time served. The judge won't give him time served. So they're saying that also proves it is prejudice and illegal. So he literally liked a comment that said, bring everything to the light. Stop saving face. Diddy didn't give a F about you or your son. Expose his A. You don't have nothing to lose. Praying for you and your son. Y'all, he's literally exposing Diddy because he feels like Diddy should have paid, bribed official, did something to get him, or at least given him the best lawyers money can buy. Instead, he said that Diddy left him high and dry. So because of that, even though he was trying to play father savior to all abused women, because of that, now he's turning on Diddy. Now, baby, listen. The enemy of my enemy might be my friend, but Roger ain't ish for this. He's really not. But let me tell you also something. Diddy is stupid. Why didn't you pay that man's boy to get out of jail? Why didn't you pay for a good lawyer? Why didn't you do something? You literally told him to kiss your ass. You really think as much as that man saw, he can't hurt you? He can't come near you? So you told him, so Puffy was like, kiss my ass. I already gave Cassie too much money. Babe, if you saying something, you saying something. How bad could it get? How bad could it get? Baby, it can get bad. It can get bad. It can get a whole lot worse. How bad could it be? But y'all, let's connect the dots to Capricorn, right? Because remember when Capricorn actually tweeted that mess, and I thought she was throwing more shade at Cassie, but apparently she was talking about Roger. And now that you see what Roger's doing and what his motivation is to speak up, now we can have a conversation about what's actually going on. Y'all, let's get into this. Woo, let's get into this. Y'all, hold on. Okay, here's what she said. She said, Black women ended up being the sacrifice for the effery. Last 11 years of my life, I was dealing with everyone's nonsensical allegiance to the devil. Now, you notice how Roger said his son's been up there, hemmed up in Africa for Naomi, shut up, for 11 years, right? So 11 years, right? I pray that ends. I don't think highly of any of you. Can't keep your head down and pretend ish is cool no more. And then she said, praying for you ninjas, right? She also said, they will skin you and wear you baby girl, then pretend they never wanted the skin. Kim was the only person who didn't switch up. The only one. dark times. I'm personally very triggered. I pray it's over. I never deserved this. Stop. Y'all, now it makes sense. Okay, she still is kind of shading Cassie, but you know what? She got her own feelings about Cassie. I get what y'all saying, but baby, they was in that together. I'm not going to tell two people that went through hell together how to feel. However, about Roger Bonds, what do y'all think about that? You know I was in the comment section trying to get some more tea, so let me just take y'all through memory lane to see what's really good. Hold on, I got some comments that were actually really good that I think encompass what everyone's saying. Mother January says, it really boggles my mind that people act like the whole world, acts like America. It does not. They have their own way of doing things and their own court system and procedures. So something may be illegal, as he said in his comment, but that doesn't mean it's not illegal in Africa and has a different way. Shut up. What are you talking about? That boy, you don't know nothing. You know what? Let me just leave this girl alone. You don't know nothing about the African justice system. You hear somebody complaining that something was done illegally, and you're like, it just makes me so mad that people don't realize America's not the center of the world, but you don't even know what's going on. Man, shut up. Somebody says he can pay. This is what he was saying about Puffy. Politicians and the police are very corrupt in Africa. You'd be surprised what money can get you out of. But listen, forget Africa. You'd be surprised what money can get you out of in the United States. What you talking about Africa, baby? You see, please. Does the name Donald Trump mean anything? Does the name Kim Kardashian? Like, money can get you out of a lot of stuff. Let's also not forget you can basically purchase a pardon if you donate enough to a campaign fund. I'm just saying. Another person said, what Diddy got to do with his son murking, though? What was Diddy supposed to do? He was supposed to pay, right? Think about it. If his son got arrested here, what could Diddy have done besides hire a lawyer and bail him out? What does he expect him to do in Africa? A lot of African countries can't be bribed. Another person said, first of all, you know what? Should I start reading these comments? These people are making me mad. The guy just said that he still has been denied stuff and he still needs a lawyer. So when they said, what could Diddy have done except got a lawyer? I don't know. But if there was one person that knew all my secrets and my secrets could send me in jail or cost half my fortune, baby, what else could he do? That's a question of Puffy. That's a question Puffy should be trying to work out in his head. Another person said, damn, a lot of demon time went down in 2011. Cassie, Capricorn, Roger, all by the hands of Satan's son Diddy. Karma has come to play. Another person said, he's just as guilty. You know, you didn't say ish and had Cassie not exposed this, you wouldn't have come forward. Your daughter should be embarrassed. Another person says, what the H did the son do to get tied up on a murder charge in Africa of all places? That's what I'm saying. And did Diddy have something to do with this? Y'all. Another person said, all these people, Roger, Capricorn, need to stop baiting and vaguing and get to chatting. Somebody else said, it's been 13 years. So this isn't the reason. It's because she finally spoke out, right? Another person said, y'all love repeating BS. Another person said, a lot of people around Diddy passed away, disappeared, or was made to look crazy. Another person said, yep. You should have spoken out years ago and not now after the girl settled and moved on. It's given you supported his actions and only speaking out because he didn't give you the support you wanted down the road. Another person said, so you only want to speak out now because Diddy ain't helping you like he said he would? You ain't ish either because had he helped you, you'd still be willing to hold all those nasty little secrets. You ain't low, sir. Another person said, amen. Another person said, did you not read the lawsuit? He attempted to help twice. Diddy is powerful and could have easily ended up 6 feet under if he insisted on not minding his business. Stop the ignorance. No, you stop the ignorance. Don't get me wrong. Diddy was in them streets. But baby, you could have did something. And when for all the